Awesome, definitely awesome. Thank you for doing the interview with us. This is you're our first interview for 2020, so this will be really good.
All right, cool.
Definitely.
Thank you.
So, real quick, let's talk about the new album coming out in February. How long did it take to make, and what is something that's different for the fans other than the other albums that came out?
Well, Quadra, we started working on him like more than a year ago, 14 months ago or so. We were still doing some shows for Machine Messiah, but I wanted to start to process kind of earlier, to have time really to experiment and do demos, and change things and listen to the stuff with more time. Because on Machine Messiah, our previous album, we did too quickly, I guess,
Right.
In 5 months we had to write and record and produce everything, so it was kind of everything in a hurry, basically. And this time around I wanted to have a little more time and more space really to decide for the best things to be on the album, because it was a very demanding album. It's like 12 songs, and we kind of bring a little bit of what Sepultura did in the past, the thrash era, more of the groovier stuff with percussion, all the instrumental stuff, and melody and choirs and orchestras and stuff,
Right.
But with the attitude of today, we have this lineup for the third album now. I think it's very steady, it's very strong, especially with Eloy Casagrande on the drums, bringing a lot of new possibilities for my guitar playing and writing and everything, So it's I think it's one of our best works, I think we feel the momentum is right to put an album like Quadra, which have, like I said, all the elements, plus a little more.
Awesome, definitely. Whenever you guys create an album, is it a joint collective or is it something individually done by different people?
Well, there are stages, when we start writing, I go after the concept, I find the concept, we find the direction, we find the goal, the band agrees upon, we have at least a direction,
Right.
So once we have the concept, me and Eloy, we start working, first separate, because I'm home, working on my home studio with drum machine, putting some riffs and some cells together and stuff. And Eloy is working at his house with some drum loops, by himself, doing some ideas and some loops, that he sent to me, like Virgin, like that. And we start working, exchanging ideas like that,
Right.
And then where the basic style of the music and what the song should be, it comes from there, And then on a later stage, when we have songs basically written with parts and chorus parts, whatever, Paulo and Derek comes in to bring their input and to finish the demo, let's say,
Right.
And of course comes the producer in the later part of the project, really to complete and to find the best sounds and really to, suggestions and etc. and to complete everything. So, but basically writing and then finding the directions and stuff is between me and Eloy, which are done on the early stages.
Awesome, definitely. As far as your guitar playing style and so forth like that, what kind of influence or who influenced you growing up to play guitar and to be in a band?
Wow, many guitarists, many bands, I started listening to Queen and Kiss, in my early days.
Right.
I had the privilege to see Kiss in 1983 in Brazil, in São Paulo, on the Christmas of the Night tour. That was my first show ever, and, it changed my life,
Right.
That's why I'm here talking to you now, basically,
Right.
because it was a great experience, And then, of course, I love Black Sabbath, Ozzy, Randy Rhoads was a big influence, Tony Iommi, of course, and Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. I love the blues as well, Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love all those guitar players, maestros like Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Malmsteen, I like a lot of stuff. I love to play acoustic guitar, classical guitar. I study classical guitar as much as I can, as possible. So I have many type of influences, but basically it's the early heavy metal stuff, that really influenced me a lot to be a guitar player.
Definitely. Is there anything for 2020? Like, did you have any kind of special things you want to achieve in 2020 as far as being a guitarist in a band or anything of that nature?
Well, I think to have an album like Quadra, it's a big challenge, I think
Right.
It's very musical. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're going to start putting the show together now, when I go back to Brazil after NAMM and all the stuff that we're doing here. So we're going to prepare the show and all the visual parts and lights and everything. But I would love to have more time for the classical guitar, I really like to spend more time and try to write some stuff for it,
Right.
I wrote some stuff in the past, some small pieces on Sepultura albums and other small stuff here and there. But I'd like to invest a little more there, and let's see, it's going to be a busy year for Sepultura, but at the same time that we're traveling a lot, I have a lot of time on the road as well, so I could use that time to spend more time with my acoustic guitar. Let's see.
Definitely. As far as tours coming up, what tours can you announce, and where do they begin and where do they end?
Yes, the first tour that is already announced and confirmed is the North American tour with Sacred Reich, Crowbar, and Art of Shock. That is going to be between March and April. I think March 18th to April 28th, something like that. And then we have a lot of festivals, summer festivals in Europe already confirmed during June and July. And the intention is to play, for the next 2 years at least. We have South America, we have Asia and stuff. We probably go back to Europe at the end of the year for a headline tour.
Right.
But so far confirmed is the North American tour with Sacred Reich and many festivals in the summer in Europe.
As far as touring throughout the country in these kinds of times, a lot of stuff, a lot of countries are in upheaval. They've got a lot of revolutions going on, a lot of people rioting and so forth. As far as a touring band, how concerning is that sometimes to you guys?
Well, we've been with so many different situations. I remember touring in 91, 92. During the Bosnian and Sarajevo war in Yugoslavia and stuff, we played nearby the regions, and we even went to Belgrade airport during the war for some time, like a layover or something, And I mean, if it's there are flights going, if the promoters are trust their safety, we go. We don't have any other way to judge, a situation.
Right.
We have to trust the local promoters and local authorities to say, yeah, we can happen a concert here with safety for the band and the crowd specifically and stuff, and then we go, So, and we like to go to everywhere, The Sepultura played in 80 countries in 35 years of a career,
Yeah.
And we made it happen, We went to India, we went to Georgia, to Armenia, to so many different places, and it's always great to see the many kids with the black shirts singing the lyrics and enjoying the music, it's fantastic, So, but yeah, of course, it's a concern and everything, but we make sure we have the conditions to do the show,
What was, if you can pick out one, what is one of the most memorable shows you've ever played?
Wow, that's a tough one. We have, fortunately, we have so many different amazing situations, amazing shows, and I don't know, the great festivals are always a great, event, where they present for so many people and stuff, and I think our biggest show so far ever is with Iron Maiden at Rock in Rio in 2001, where we played for 250,000 people or so,
Wow.
Iron Maiden even recorded the show for a DVD, Live at Rock in Rio or something like that, and it was insane, It's something that was very special. It was one of the first shows that Eric Green did with us, from that size and stuff. It was very important for us, and it was massive. It was amazing.
Definitely, definitely. And as far as guitars that you play, which ones are your favorite? I would assume you're the ones that endorse you, but what are your favorite guitars to play?
Yeah, I mean, I've been using Charvel and Jacksons for so many years, but I love them all, Guitars are guitars.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's really hard. It's like, I have Gibsons, Fernandez and ESPs and stuff. I was very fortunate to work with so many great brands, and Fender, of course, so many years. But the Jackson, I think, is my favorite. That's the guitar I really use the most. And for the style and the music I do with Sepultura, there's no better guitar. I feel very comfortable, and I'm so used to everything on it. And I'm so privileged to still have the partnership and sponsored by them and stuff, and develop instruments and etc. It's fantastic. And it's been a long time I'm with them, and that's what I like. So it's great.
And as far as like bands that you like what do you practice with? Do you imitate some bands? Do you play different like cover or whatever, like when you practice and so forth? Did you try to learn songs from other bands?
Oh yeah, I love to play covers. I have a cover band with my son, Johan. He's 22 years old. He plays great guitar. He's studying in music, and he has his own band and stuff. I mean, he's following the steps, and
Right.
creating his own right now. It's fantastic. And we play covers all the time. Actually, the covers are my main school, in guitar. Since I started playing, I started playing covers. I really think it's great not only to listen to different styles of music, but also to play it, because you learn so much more than only listening,
Oh, yeah.
And I love to play blues. I love to play, different styles of rock and Brazilian popular music. And in Brazil especially, I play with many different bands and many different artists. I think it's a great opportunity to know and to learn new things. It's great.
Definitely, definitely. As far as when you're on the road and so forth like that, and you're not playing, what do you do to pass the time?
Well, I as much as possible stay with my family because I travel so much.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm working and traveling, and so I like to spend whole time at home, with them, or watching some football on TV or soccer. One of my passions, and but I always dealing something with music because I have so many different projects, especially in Brazil, do soundtracks for movies, TV series. I have, Kisser Clan, as I said, the band with my son, and so something always related with music. But I like to stay home, basically.
Definitely. What's your favorite football and soccer teams?
São Paulo Football Club. The best.
Are they?
Not now, but used to. Now they suck. I mean, it's really bad. Let's see this year they improve a little because 2019 was really horrible.
Oh yeah, definitely. And as far as what does the future hold for you? Is it when you talked a little bit about the classical thing? Is that something that you're really going to try to focus in on?
Yeah, I mean, I never really left, somehow I kept parallel to everything I did with electric guitar and Sepultura. I always studying classical, whatever I can, whatever is possible. It's really hard, of course, because of traveling and touring and etc. But, it's something that I really love, I really like. And I have a lot of stuff already written, that I need to develop and spend more time on it and etc. But and also I put out the solo album in 2008, 2009, and I have material for a second one as well. I have a demo with a few songs for a long time that I just simply have no time really to develop. But maybe in the near future I could spend a little more time and energy on that and make it happen. So let's see.
Definitely. Well, thank you for doing the interview. Hopefully I see you on tour here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you do come here, I will definitely hit you up, and then see the show and maybe do a review and so forth like that. Maybe get a photo pass. But I wish you nothing but the best of luck. I can't wait for the new album. I can't wait to see you guys live, and obviously, of course, you guys are just phenomenal altogether. Real huge, big fan. But thank you for doing the interview. I know you're super busy today, and I don't want to keep you up any more than I have to. So, but thank you for doing the interview, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks. I appreciate it, man. See you on the road.
All right,
Thanks,
see you
man.
then. Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye.